probably how I remember the 7800 today. But the major system, the first thing that I truly remember is the 8-bit NES. That was actually my brother got it for Christmas back in 1987. Or 87 or 88 it has here. But the first three games that I got for the 8-bit Nintendo were basically Super Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt, which is a multi-cart, Legend of Zelda, and Top Gun. And these are the first three games for the 8-bit Nintendo that my brother bought, that my brother got for Christmas. And I had to ask my brother before using the 8-bit Nintendo. It was a very good system that came out here. And that's probably the only system I had here, so I'll probably just go over the 8-bit Nintendo. It had very good games. The contenders were Sega Master System, which came out a year after the 8-bit Nintendo. But it was a really good system. We got good RPGs. I remember the Dragon Warrior series. I've owned all 4 Dragon Warrior games for the 8-bit Nintendo. I beat 1, 2, and 4, and I don't remember being 3 and 4, but Dragon Warrior, Final Fantasy 1. I remember 8-bit Nintendo when I was playing Dragon Warrior on that system. Other games, Super Mario Brothers, Contra, and yeah, I remember these 8-bit Nintendo games. But in the back of my head, there's one flaw of the 8-bit Nintendo. Yeah, you turn on the system, it doesn't want to play games. It just flashes the flashing screen of, say that, and you have to jam the controller in all the time to get it to work. Blow it on the cartridge. I mean, that's probably what I've gotten used to and gotten the habit of doing when I play the 8-bit Nintendo. And sometimes even to clean the 8-bit NES, I clean the 8-bit Nintendo with some cleaning kit solutions. Sure enough, a couple of weeks later, it started blinking on me again. And that's the weak spot of the 8-bit Nintendo certainly is that I'd never had that much of a problem with the Super Nintendo here, but Sega Master System I've never owned, so I'm probably here. But I think the Sega Master System, to me, it was probably an underrated system because I did play a Sega Master System a couple of times when I was at someone else's house. I didn't own here, but it wasn't a bad system. After all, I might buy the Sega Master System later on. But it didn't do well in America. It certainly did well in Europe because it lasted until 1992 or 93. Anyway. That was basically the 8-bit Nintendo. Awesome system. And but again, I was 7 to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old playing the 8-bit Nintendo. And had really good times for it here. Contra, ice hockey, Defender, Metroid, and yeah, these were childhood days, and I still buy games. And if the 8-bit NES would have sucked, people wouldn't have these collections of 8-bit NES today, because people remember the 8-bit Nintendo. And then 1991 came in. The next system I bought, me and my brother shared my money to buy the next system, the Super Nintendo. The first 3 games, I actually didn't buy. I only had. It came with Super Mario World as the first game. Then I bought 2 more to have a good game to start. I mean, every console I buy, I usually buy 3 games to start off with. And in the case of Super Nintendo, Super Mario World, Super Mario Kart, and Sin City were the first 3 games I bought for the Super Nintendo. And what I remember of the Super Nintendo, of course, again, the software, the games for the system. Final Fantasy 3, Super Mario RPG, and Mutant X-Men Apocalypse here. But I do agree the Sega Genesis was a wonderful system as well. I mean, I played the Sega Genesis a couple of times. I actually bought a Sega Genesis last year before Game Universe closed its door, and it's actually not Game Universe right now. They've reopened it as Game Underground, but nevertheless, thanks James York, friends from high school, for taking over as ownership and reopening the store as Game Underground. purchasing Game Universe out, and now it's called Game Underground, and thanks James George for that. Thank you. So I'm collecting Secretary of this game today. And we'll be back more later to... and I'll be talking about the Sony PlayStation and the N64 later on in the next thing I own here, and I'll talk more about it. And that's part 1.